Now, let's answer some of the questions that are commonly asked about YouTube podcast. So, number one is, what is YouTube podcast? A YouTube podcast is a podcast that is hosted on YouTube. It can be audio only or video based. Audio only YouTube podcasts are similar to traditional podcasts, but they are hosted on YouTube and can be accessed through the YouTube website or app. Video based YouTube podcasts are similar to YouTube videos, but they are longer and have more conversational tone. Now, what are the benefits of starting a YouTube podcast? Well, reaching a wide audience. That's number one. YouTube has a large audience, so your podcast can reach more people than if you only hosted it on a dedicated podcast platform. Engagement is another one. Engaging with your audience. YouTube viewers are more likely to interact with your podcast than listener of a traditional podcast. This is because they can leave comments, subscribe to your channel, and share your videos. Now, let's talk about monetization. Monetizing your podcast. If you are in the YouTube Partner Program, you can monetize your podcast through ads, or you can build your brand. A YouTube podcast can help you build your brand and establish yourself as an authority in your field. How do I start a YouTube podcast? Number one, what you need is a microphone, audio editing software, a YouTube channel. Then you need a YouTube channel, that goes without saying, and a video editing software. Now, this is optional. You could just choose to have a still image, then your voice on it. You could just go plainly audio based if you want to. Now, once you have these things, you can start creating your podcast. Here are the basic steps involved. Choose a topic for your podcast. Research your topic and gather information. You have to be very, at least knowledgeable, and make sure that what you are saying is true. Write a script or outline for your podcast. Record your podcast, edit your podcast, upload your podcast to YouTube, promote your podcast. Now, talking about promoting your podcast is, how do I promote my YouTube podcast? That's another common question usually asked. And here's a few ideas you could try out. One is, share it on your social media, submit it to your podcast directories. You can become a guest on other people's podcasts. You can run advertising campaign. You can collaborate with other creators too. Now, another thing is that question normally asked is, how do I make money from my YouTube podcast? Another way is you can make money on your YouTube podcast is by selling merchandise or offer a sponsorship. You can work with brands, maybe mentioning a product. They can just advertising the product, asking people to buy. Another one is affiliate marketing too, like Amazon affiliate marketing. Now, we have, what are the best practices for creating a YouTube podcast? Number one is, have a clear goal for your podcast. So we can, you already have to know what is my reason for starting the podcast? What is my message? Who are my audience? Who are the people I'm targeting? Who do I want to communicate to? Now, another thing is, produce high quality audio. You have to be clear. You don't want to be noisy, have a bad audio. You want to have a clear audio, sweet and nice. Seriously. Be engaging and interesting. That goes without saying. Promote your podcast effectively. Interact with your audience. Stay consistent with your release. So if you're going to release your podcast once a week or once a month or 2 times a week, just be consistent. Let them know, okay, this is when your podcast will be available. So now let's come over here. It says, what's the difference between a YouTube podcast and a regular podcast? So basically, the main difference between a YouTube podcast and a regular podcast is that a YouTube podcast is hosted on YouTube and can be video based or regular podcast. Video based. A regular podcast is typically audio only and hosted on a dedicated podcast platform. Now, can I use copyright material in my YouTube podcast? Well, you can use copyright material in your YouTube podcast, but you need to get permission from the copyright holder or use it under the fair use guideline. Now, another question usually asked is, how do I avoid copyright strike on my YouTube podcast? To avoid copyright strike on your YouTube podcast, you should always get permission from the copyright holder to use their material. You should also use fair use guidelines when using copyrighted materials. But personally, I do advise to try making your things original. So just try making it yourself to avoid all the issues that you could have using copyright materials, because you can get demonetized, you can get copyright strike. Just try to avoid those issues. Just try creating your own original product material, or put a very huge spin on it if you're going to use somebody else's own. So I hope I've been able to answer some of your questions. If you have any other questions, you can leave it in the comments. I'll try answering them if I have the answers to it. Okay, so let's get back to the video.